Lil T, man. It's a whole lot of mob shit.
No company. All the voices in my head won't stop it.
Everybody, it's Big South here. Y'all already know what's going on. We rocking with More to Live For, the only voice of the North. We still heating up, baby. I'm out of here. South.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Another exclusive episode of More to Live For, man. Shout out to all my loyal subscribers, man. All my day one subscribers. As you can see right now, we're taking it back to the original, man. My very first video, chopped and screwed, remastered, a dope North Carolina prison story. I wasn't ready for this one, but as you can see, I started it out with a bang, and I kept the ball rolling, man. So like, comment, subscribe, Voice of the North, More to Live For. Shout out to the homie Frank G.
So yeah, my next question was gonna be, what would you say the craziest thing that you've seen or heard or been around during your entire beat?
Probably, man, I'm thinking the craziest, like probably when, like I had a little homie, little Indian cat named Teardrop, you know what I mean? Probably when the boys killed him, you know what I mean? That hurt me. Not, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, you build relationships with people, man. You get cool with them. Some of them is a little timid, like some of them ain't as tough as others, but that make you want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, like make you want to stay with them. Like, yo, you good, you know what I mean? And the way the boys, like the way it happened, basically, man, he was gang banging, like, you know what I mean? He was crip, and to my understanding, the boys was yelling that day in the block. They was yelling like he couldn't be like I think that he was, if I ain't mistaken, bro was supposed to have been like 8 Trey, and they were like, yo, you got to be black to be 8 Trey crip. You get what I'm saying? And he was Indian and I think like white. You know what I'm saying? But the boys, some of the boys were like, man, he's still original. He's still black because he Indian, this and third. But it seemed like for some reason these Crips wasn't letting it fly. You know what I mean? Off the strength of his skin color, bro. They basically killed my man, bro. Like, and this happened like right in front of us, in front of all of us. And then the reason why I felt like I couldn't get involved because it was his own brothers. Right. Like he Crip every day. And like they love him to death. And then for some odd reason, this day they turned on him on someone like, yo, you can't be Crip, you can't be this set because you ain't black, you know what I mean? And it just stemmed from that, bro. And then it went from him supposed to just shoot it with one cat to all 3 of them was in there, and they stomped them brain dead, you know what I mean? Like, man, it was horrible, bro. It was horrible, bro. I mean, so much blood. Like, at first, I ain't gonna lie, man. Teardrop was holding his own with the one, and that's why I felt like the other 2, like, I ain't gonna I could drop their names because motherfuckers probably wouldn't know them by them aliases in the streets. But it was one cat, I think they called him like KC, Cat Lowfoot, and then it was this other Crip cat. I can't really place his name, but these cats was like official Crip. You know what I mean? Like high rank Crip on the yard. Like when you go to when they had a little meetings, all of them together. Them the ones that's orchestrating it. Them the ones that's telling niggas to do this and do that. You get what I'm saying? So for them to get a hold of little Teardrop kind of like hurt because now it's like I done lost so much respect for you because it seemed like Teardrop was just like he was like a lower rank in the Crip Nation, like if you want to think about it, because them boys like they ranked up, they got people under them. Teardrop was kind of like under one of them. You get what I'm saying? For them to turn on them and it going from him being a one-on-one to 3 people on one, it's kind of like he didn't stand a chance. And they went in the shower just like I told you, me and bro. We always like at Pope, we always played the showers. We're like, if you want to fight and not get caught, go to the shower. Don't fight in the open on the mezzanine on the bottom floor because the officers see right from the booth. So they took it to the shower. The one-on-one started. For some reason them other 2 ended up in there. It sounded like bulls was in there fighting, bro. It was so like the way they was stomping them. So boom, when the boys like, yo, police coming, yo, fall back, they run out. They run out. You see everybody run out, but you don't see Teardrop run out. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Teardrop ain't coming out there. So the boys went in there like, yo, he dead, man. I know they lying, bro. They got to be playing. So all of us kept like, going peek around. It's so much blood, bro, and he laying flat on the ground. So I guess the boys got a little panic mode in them. The same cats he was fighting, they pulling, like holding his legs and holding his arms. They picked him up, bro, and actually put him on his bunk. You know what I mean? And put the covers on top of them. You know what I mean? But they trying to play it like they don't know what to do themselves because they so I can tell now they feeling sorry because they really holding like, bro, don't drop them, bro. Like hold them, put them on the bed, lay them down. You know what I mean? Like they trying to help him now that they done hurt him. And they laid him on the bed, put his covers on him. Around this time, they like, yo, everybody stand at the end of the bunk midday. You stand up to the edge of your bunk and they walk through and count everybody. You get what I'm saying? So boom, they like, yo, it's count time. TVs go off. Everybody got to stand to the edge of the bunk. So boom, the officers come through the side doors because they go through the bunks, through all the doors. So they come through the side doors. Boom, they counting everybody. They get the teardrop bunk. They see he laying under the covers in the middle of the day, laying under the covers on his bunk. So they hitting his bed with the pole. Tune, get up, man. It's count time. Wake up. Why you under the covers anyway? You know, talking to him reckless, this, that, and the third, not knowing that he about dead. You know what I mean? So boom, he ain't moving. So boom, one of the officers walk up to him like, man, what's wrong with him? Is he all right? You know what I mean? And then that's when he got on his mic. And they started calling, they called the code, I think it was like a code red, because a code yellow is like when we get to fighting. So it was like a code red, and they brought the gurney and everything like that. They strapped him up, made everybody sit on our bunks while they got him out, you know what I mean? Put him on the gurney, they rushed him to the hospital. Now, you know, we still in prison, so we can't keep really good tabs on him, but I mean, a few people say that his grandma pulled the plug, or like his mom, somebody pulled the plug on him because he was already like brain dead, you know what I mean? But I remember we was in school right before this happened, bro, probably like a week. I want to say it had to been his mom pulled the plug on him because his grandma had died and left him a lot of money type. It was something like that, like his grandma left him money, and he was saying in school like, man, my grandma passed, bro. She left me so much money, bro. I got you on everything you do for me, bro. You ain't got to worry about, I got you, bro. We about to be straight, you know what I mean? Because this my little dude every day. Like, this my boy. Like, even though he ain't the same mentality as me, he's still my little dude. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's what it is, bro. You know what I mean? He kept doing what we doing. And this motherfucker, man, they killed my man like that, bro. They killed little bro before he even saw that money, anything. You know what I mean? They killed him, bro, off the strength of him being a different race in that Crip set. You know what I mean? I think that was I done seen some crazy stuff, but I think that was the worst of the worst, because I felt it. You know what I mean? I really felt that.
I heard that. The homie had told me the craziest thing he seen,
Right.
and I was thinking that he was about to, you know what I mean, tell me something similar to what you said.
Yeah.
And he told me like one day just sitting in the place that he is now, that he don't want to be, seeing somebody with an L, you know, just out of nowhere, go home. And he said the way this joint set up, like they can actually see people in the parking lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he was like, that's the craziest thing he's seen. And I was like, well, damn, if that's the craziest thing you've seen. Like,
Right.
you got to keep, you know what I mean? Keep fighting the fight, man. And
Right. But how did my man go home like that with an L?
well, he said he'd been down since he was 16. He was about 39.
Right. Okay. Got you. So
I don't know if that new law a few years ago that
it could
held
have
life
been.
was, if that.
If he had dope charges, it could have. But you know that law didn't really affect like violent criminals. Like if you got like violent charges, it really ain't affect them. But that could have been the case though. It could have been like maybe trafficking, like probably had a life sentence because you know they'll lay you down for trafficking. Yeah. Could have been something like that, and they released them like that because I can't see that. I'm like, damn, that would have messed me up too.
Yeah,
like you know this man got an L.
See him go home.
Right, or if it was murder though, they could have been like they found out that he didn't do it. You know what I mean? That's it's different reasons. Right, definitely. Definitely.
So how hard was it? It's a two-part question.
Yeah.
Once you knew your state was up, you know that you know what I mean that the light at the end of the tunnel was big as hell. You on your way home.
Right.
How was it, you know, dealing with that on your brain and knowing that you got to do whatever it takes to survive?
Gotcha.
At the same time.
Man, that's a good question though, bro. Because honestly, bro, if I had did my whole bid like I was doing it at Pope, I probably would have came home with that same mentality. That's why you see a lot of cats come home and go right back. You see them do a little bid, year or so, 2 years, go right back. It's because they ain't get that transition or that help they needed, bro. Like before I came home, like I'm thinking you said bro is at the same camp, but they sent me to a camp called like Morrison, and they had like a drug like rehab program. It was kind of like when you go to like a therapy, and it was
Okay.
like that was like the camp though. Like at the side of the
Okay.
camp I was on, that's what they did, and I went to that shit, man. I like went to that schooling and all that stuff they taught. It was kind of like they was transitioning us to get back into the streets. Like I took anger management. I'm talking about stuff that you really don't notice make you mad. You be like, yo, that really do bother me. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
pet peeves, and
Right.
it helped me with pet peeves, like anger management and all that stuff. Kind of like help you transition. And then they gave us like dialects, bro. Like they gave us stuff like jewels for when you come home. Like I'ma already have you register for college. Or you gotta what area you from? I'm from Pitt County. Well, I got you set up so when you go home from prison, you can start at Pitt Community College and get you a trade or go to college to be electric, anything.
Already.
And they had that set up for me when I came home because of that program. Like that's the type benefits I was reaping. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I ain't gonna just be in here laid back, getting in trouble, doing my bid because I got to. I'm like, I done worked my bid down from 9 years to 7.5 years. I'm about to get out here and really try to straighten up. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's kind of what I did, bro. I went through those programs. Like that's a good program. It's kind of like a drug rehab like facility, but I think it's Morrison. It's like a drug rehab facility, and I did that for like 3-4 months. But the crazy thing about it is I got a little comfortable though, man, because I got to the point where I wanted to smoke weed again before I come home, stuff like that. And that kind of landed me in the hole before I came home. But at the same time, I still made my minimum because I had worked so much through the bid that even if they would have took 200 days, I would still had enough game days where I'm still going home in 7.5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it didn't really matter. So I was smoking, not getting in trouble, but just blowing weed, and they caught me with a random drug test.
Right.
Sent me to the hole. I finished my bid out in the hole. I had to do 45 days before I went home. And they was like, I think I came out of the hole like a day before I went home. I was at Eastern then. They sent me to Eastern, the single sales. I did like my last 2 weeks in there, and then they put me on the yard for like a day or so. I seen so many cats from Greenville there. So
Right.
I got to build with them for a little bit, left everything I had, like had in the street watches, boots and sneakers. I gave them all that just off the strength I was about to go home in a day or so. And so that kind of helped me a little bit too, just get to interact with people again, because I was in the whole end of my bed, like just off of the strength of smoking weed, you know what I mean? But I definitely came home with the mentality to do right, because as soon as I came home, I did what they had set up for me. I called Pitt, set up my schooling, you know what I mean, and got everything right. I came home, started going to school, even used to drive my sister's car. When I first came home, driving her car, she let me go to school. They sent me that what is it, like financial aid
Right.
and like a student loan. I used that, copped the car, job search.
I heard that.
Found a job, going to school, doing the job. I did that for a little while. I did an official withdrawal from school, and I just been going from there, bro. You know what I mean? Just stayed out of the way. That was kind of like my start, though.
I heard that.
You know what I mean?
Hey, that's good, man.
For real,
that
man.
you
It helps you. It definitely helps you, bro.
yeah, that you was able to use that, what you learned, and you know what I mean, got the ball rolling as soon as you touched down.
Yeah,
So that's
definitely,
good. That's important, man.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
everybody can't do that.
'Cause-
People that never been that can't do that.
Because it's kind of hard, like coming fresh out of prison and just grabbing a good job. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I started with that schooling, so I could really search for a job. So I got that little money, got a whip, and went straight for job search. You know what I mean? Found a job and just rolled out. Ended up finding a good lady. You know what I mean? And just been doing it ever since, bro.
I heard that, man. That's what's up, man. That's blessings, man.
Yeah, for sure.
The last question, man. Once again, man, I do appreciate you for doing this for me, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely, bro.
What would you say to somebody that's about to enter a North Carolina prison for the first time?
I mean, the main thing is just be careful, bro. Like you know what I mean? When you go in there, like just go in there with the mentality to do your time and go home. And if you're not going home no time soon, just keep a positive note, bro, because once you in there, you really in there. And you will realize, I mean, don't get me wrong, man, it's the worst place you want to be, but at the same time, it ain't as bad as some people think. Like, you could watch these movies and these TV shows and you think prison is all around just all messed up and crazy. It ain't necessarily like that, man. they'll make it leisure, but at the same time, you got to realize you ain't seeing your family no more. They got you on isolated time. You know what I mean? Like certain times where you can go out, certain times when you can do this, certain times you can do that. Man, when you start to realize that ain't for nobody, that's when you get that mentality. Man, I'm gonna do my bid and get out of here, or I'm gonna do my bid and figure out ways I could get out of here, or I'm gonna make the best of it. Like, you know, people with L's, bro, you can't really tell them what to expect or how to be ready to come home or be ready to go in there, because they know what it is when they went in there. Like, I ain't never leaving here, so they gonna automatically try to adjust to that. But somebody that's gonna see the streets again, man, I say just hold firm, like, you know what I mean. Just go in there with that mentality to do your bid and go home. And they got people in there called time scratchers. They got some time scratchers with a lot of time. They got time scratchers with little time. You know what I'm saying? Them time scratchers, really, that's like a person that know you going home one day, and they try to get you in trouble, or they do shit that, like, you know what I mean, make you had to do the most time you got to do. So when you find people like that that's really trying to make you stay in there and do a bid, them the ones you need to stay away from, because you got a lot of them in there too that just don't care. Might be a young cat, he might be 20, 21 years old. He's sitting here with like 30 years. He gonna get in trouble. He don't care. For off the strength that he know it ain't gonna be no time soon he leaving. And if it is, he could wild out now, and at the end of his bid, still have enough time to work it down to get out on time, because it's so much time. But when you got a certain set time and you know you trying to make that, stay away from them time scratchers, bro. Stay to yourself and do your thing to yourself. You know what I mean? Do your bid, real.
But yo, man, I definitely
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely,
you,
bro.
man.
I enjoyed
Definitely
you too, Jay.
appreciate
I
you.
enjoyed you, man. For real.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're definitely good.